Welcome to Beyond the Fame. Today we're diving into one of the most infamous rivalries in classic film history, the bitter, legendary feud between two Hollywood powerhouses, Bette Davis and Joan Crawford. This wasn't just two divas having disagreements on set. Oh no, this was a clash of egos, ambition, and personal vendettas that spanned decades and spilled onto the silver screen in their iconic film, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. But what really happened between these two legends? Let's uncover the truth behind this unforgettable feud. By the time their rivalry came to a head, both Bette Davis and Joan Crawford were already Hollywood royalty. Bette Davis was known for her fiery personality and fierce dedication to her craft, often taking on unconventional and challenging roles. Davis wasn't interested in playing the glamorous heroine. She wanted gritty, complex characters. Meanwhile, Joan Crawford was one of Hollywood's most glamorous stars, known for her beauty, poise, and dramatic roles. She built her career on reinvention, transforming herself from a flapper-era starlet to one of the most powerful actresses in classic film history. The animosity between Davis and Crawford started long before they shared the screen in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. It's said that Davis's resentment toward Crawford began in the 1930s, when Crawford married Davis's former crush, actor Franchot Tone. Davis later admitted she was deeply in love with Tone, and seeing him with Crawford fueled her dislike for her fellow actress. But the rivalry wasn't just personal, it was professional too. Both actresses were fiercely competitive, fighting for the best scripts, roles, and awards. Throughout the 1940s and 50s, they competed to remain relevant as Hollywood's leading ladies. Their different acting styles and public images, Davis as the talented but difficult artist, Crawford as the polished star, only widened the rift between them. In 1962, both Bette Davis and Joan Crawford found themselves at a crossroads. Hollywood was changing, leaving behind the larger-than-life stars of the Golden Age. Both actresses, known for their towering talents and equally massive egos, were struggling to find roles that matched their reputations. Robert Aldrich saw an opportunity to cast these two legends together in a psychological thriller that would not only showcase their acting skills, but also reignite public interest in their careers. The result was the now iconic Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. But what unfolded behind the scenes was a nightmare of epic proportions. As the tension between Davis and Crawford boiled over, their real-life feud bled into their characters' toxic relationship, creating one of the most infamous film sets in classic film history. The film tells the story of two sisters trapped in a decaying Hollywood mansion. Baby Jane, a former child star whose career has long since faded, and Blanche, a movie star who became paralyzed in a mysterious car accident. Davis plays Baby Jane as an alcoholic and mentally unstable woman, tormenting her wheelchair-bound sister, played by Crawford. What made the film so captivating was how eerily similar it was to Davis and Crawford's real lives. Both actresses were dealing with the decline of their fame, clinging to relevance in an industry that no longer valued them. The dynamic between Baby Jane and Blanche mirrored their own insecurities and resentments, adding an unsettling authenticity to their performances. The rivalry between Davis and quickly escalated from cold glares to full-on sabotage during production. Stories from the set describe a working environment filled with petty pranks and deliberate acts of cruelty, creating a toxic atmosphere for everyone involved. One of the most infamous incidents involved a scene where Davis had to drag Crawford's character across the floor. Crawford reportedly wore a weighted belt hidden beneath her costume, making it far more physically demanding for Davis. After multiple takes, Davis was left exhausted and furious, something that only fueled her disdain for Crawford. Not one to back down, Davis retaliated with her own brand of sabotage. During a close-up scene, she allegedly kicked Crawford in the head so hard that Crawford needed stitches. Davis later claimed it was an accident, but few believed her, especially Crawford. Those working on the film described the set as a battlefield, with Aldrich caught in the middle, struggling to keep the peace. In interviews, Aldrich admitted that managing the two actresses was a challenge, unlike any other. He knew their personal animosity added to the realism of their performances, but it also threatened to derail the entire production. Director Robert Aldrich, in an interview discussing the tension between Davis and Crawford, once said, "I knew I was playing with fire, but the chemistry between them was electric. Their hatred fueled their performances, yet it made every day on set feel like a ticking time bomb." Some crew members have since claimed that Crawford would deliberately delay takes to irritate Davis, while Davis would storm off set if Crawford received too much attention from Aldrich. One assistant director later recalled, "Every scene felt like a power struggle. You could feel the tension in the air, even between takes. They didn't just play rivals, they were rivals." The studio wasn't above exploiting the feud for publicity. Davis and Crawford's animosity became part of the marketing strategy, with magazines and newspapers eagerly covering the drama both on and off the set. Fans flocked to theaters, curious to see if the tension between the actresses translated onto the screen. The film's success did lead to awards recognition, most notably an Oscar nomination for Bette Davis. But even the awards season couldn't escape their rivalry. Crawford, who was not nominated, secretly lobbied against Davis behind the scenes. She contacted other Best Actress nominees, offering to accept their awards on their behalf if they couldn't attend the ceremony. When Anne Bancroft won for The Miracle Worker, Crawford proudly took the stage to accept the Oscar, leaving Davis seething. Despite the film's success, the feud between Davis and Crawford only grew worse. They were set to reunite for another project, Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte, but Crawford dropped out during production, citing illness. Many believe that Davis's presence on set was the real reason for her sudden departure. Their feud became part of Hollywood legend, inspiring books, documentaries, and even the acclaimed TV series Feud, Bette and Joan. Their rivalry was the perfect storm of ambition, ego, and insecurity, making it one of the most fascinating stories in classic film history. In the end, the chaos on the set of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane added a level of tension and realism that made the film unforgettable. The performances from Davis and Crawford remain some of the best in their careers, precisely because their off-screen hatred was so palpable on screen. But it's a reminder that even the brightest stars in classic film carried darkness behind the scenes. The feud between Bette Davis and Joan Crawford is more than just Hollywood gossip. It's a testament to the complexity of fame, rivalry, and artistic ambition. Even after the film's success, the rivalry between Davis and Crawford didn't fade away. They were set to co-star again in a follow-up film, but Crawford dropped out after Davis was cast, reigniting the drama. Their feud became the stuff of Hollywood legend, inspiring countless books, articles, and even the hit TV series Feud, Bette and Joan, starring Jessica Lange and Susan Sarandon. But for fans of classic film, the legacy of their rivalry goes beyond gossip. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane remains one of the most iconic psychological thrillers of its time, a film where art imitated life in the most unsettling way possible. The tension between Davis and Crawford gave their performances a level of realism that's hard to replicate. Even today, it's hard to watch the film without feeling the weight of their off-screen animosity. So, what really happened between Bette Davis and Joan Crawford? The truth is, their rivalry was a complex mix of personal grudges, professional competition, and media manipulation. It was a feud that helped define their legacies and made Whatever Happened to Baby Jane a classic film that still fascinates audiences today. While their rivalry was intense, it also gave us one of the greatest performances in classic film history, proving that sometimes even the most bitter feuds can create unforgettable art. What do you think? Was their feud a case of two ambitious actresses clashing, or was it all blown out of proportion by the media? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode of Beyond the Fame. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching in this video.